Let's go. Let's rub our palms. Bring ourselves into this present moment. Get the heat, feel the heat, press those palms together. A little bit of pressure, bring yourself into the center. Close your eyes, start to tune into your breath. Soften, turn inward. You're now practiced in this exercise of turning inward, in this decision to turn inward to your inner senses, make your inner world as vivid as you can. Even just using your intention, just decide. Feel the flow of your breath, the information that you're taking in and that you're giving out. Just slow down. Tune into your innermost essence, your heart's desires. What is the most loving thing for you right now? Who am I? Just asking some questions lightly. Just bringing those into your awareness. Let's tune in with the sun, with the light. Seeing that beautiful sunrise in your inner vision, or feeling, seeing and feeling, whatever senses, inner senses you can bring in. Feel all of the cells of your being uplifted by this sunrise. On an inhale, take in the radiance, the healing light into your heart center. Suspend your breath at the heart center. Allow it to expand. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown of your head like a fountain. Make it big, clear out your space. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Suspend the breath and see the light, feel the light at your heart center, awakening your heart center, opening your heart center. And as you exhale, send that light through the crown like a fountain, make it big, sparkling light all around you. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center. Allow it to expand. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown of your head like a fountain. Staying in this beautiful space, return to an easy breath. Let's stay feeling the light, seeing the light, expand your awareness in all directions. See that light in all directions. Feel yourself expanded, calm, peaceful. And as you inhale, hold the breath again, rub the palms, inhale a little bit more if you can. Rub, 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 get the heat, get the light, cup those palms in front of your eyes or on your eyes, whatever's comfortable for you, and exhale. Hold the breath out, no air. Silence. Inhale, deep. Hold the breath, nourish yourself, feel the energy, palms to your eyes, to your whole being. Everything I need is within me. Know it. And as you exhale, float the palms down, flutter your eyes open into your space like a brand new baby. Welcome. Thanks for joining me on this lovely Sunday evening for our Sunday chat and soothe and some reminders. What am I here for? Just some reminders, you know? What are we bringing into our awareness? What are we reminding ourselves of today, tonight, in this present moment? Well, there's many things. I was listening to a lecture. Of course, I was listening to a few things, but the lecture that I chose, I just feel like, all of the things that we're seeking or we're doing, what do I always say? Why? Like, what's your point? Do you ask yourself, like what's my point? And I don't mean it in like a critical way. I mean it in a curious and loving way, because when there is a lot going on, which seems like right now for most of us, there's a lot going on in our lives in general, right? We get a little bit pulled into many different ways, and we may not stop to replenish ourselves in the true way to replenish. We don't always learn soothing mechanisms. What are the soothing mechanisms? And it's not necessarily the actions we take. I think I've spoke about before, like self-care, that's lovely to have a bath or to, get a massage or whatever you like to do, go for a walk, any of those things. It's not the actions we're taking. What I'm here to remind us is that everything is coming from a state of being. Like I really cannot say it enough that you must become aware. Your soothing mechanism for yourself is to tune into your essence, your frequency, your thought patterns, your emotional patterns. Where are you expending your energy? Because why are we looking to do these actions, right? To make us feel good. But why do most of us sometimes not feel good? Because we're tired, right? We feel tired. It's a lot. Like, look, I'm not saying it's not a lot. It's a lot. And we can feel tired. And the thing that I'm feeling from people is not necessarily like a physical tired, which, yes, it is, it comes to be a physical tired, or that's how maybe we relate to it. But it's like a full being tired. It's a mental and emotional tired. And I notice for myself, when I feel that tiredness or that, yes, of course, rest, take all the measures you're saying. What I'm saying is I start to notice where I'm expending energy in ways that I could keep a little tighter, that I could clean up a little bit. And I talk about, it's the same thing, right? That I'm talking about in all these different ways that you can start to piece together. Like the amount of time the amount of energy, the amount of focus, the amount of, focus that I'm giving to something that I don't like, or that I'm condemning, or that I'm convincing, arguing, going over in my head about, is the same amount of time that I could realign my energy or go in the direction of what is wanted, or keep myself quiet, calm, contemplative, and like I said, non-reaction, like a space, a pause, so that I could decide what is the best use of my energy, what is the best use of my consciousness. Because like we're multidimensional beings, and these talks, these sharing, these reminders, these information, it's not for everyone. That if you're called here to listen to this, or you're hearing my voice, or you're hearing this information in whatever way you're hearing it, it's because you want it. And even though sometimes we want it, we may not quite get it all. Like it may not be completely like, oh yeah, you have moments, little points of that, but you have to understand that this is, it is an unfolding process, like a seed that's sprouting. The seed is planted and then it's in fertile soil and then it gets nourished, it gets watered, it gets whatever it needs to start to sprout. And so you don't have to, I just don't want you to be worrying about anything really, but worrying about if you're doing something right. Like if you get this, if you're getting it, if you understand what I'm saying. I know you understand intellectually what I'm saying. And I know that you're here listening because there's something in you that is calling this information to yourself, because your point, then some of your point has to be to become aware, to be awake in your dream. You want to be awake in your dream. It excites us. That sounds, exciting in some kind of way, because the alternative is Groundhog Day. The alternative is, what the heck am I doing here? What is this? So all of these things together, learning these things are working on us in a different way, like a greater way, the true essence of where we are, the working on the vastness of who we are, the spiritual part of us, whatever. We are all completely spiritual, but you know what I'm saying? There's different ways of understanding your multidimensional being. So you're operating in these actions on the physical world, but these actions in the physical world are endorsed, innervated, illuminated, given life by your state of being, by your greater self. So when we're only focused on the physical world and these actions or these, what do I got to do? And, we get into, like I said, all these different places, you can become very tired because you're in the physical world. And, this information helps us, or this wisdom, this truth helps us to put the physical world, like I've said, in its proper place, which is the after effect. And if I'm getting tired, or if I'm getting, what is this? Like same thing every day, then I know that I'm misusing my energy, that I don't have the right focus, that my state of being is not aligned with the wisdom and the truth that I've been awakened to. Because sometimes you are awakened to this wisdom and truth, and you can still forget. We're very, very habitual beings. We're very habitual beings, and it's comforting in some kind of way. Somehow, it's how it's set up in some kind of way. And it's brilliant. Like I've said, the setup is very brilliant. It's not always fun. It's not always our, we don't always understand, but it's very brilliant because it's set up to become so uncomfortable that either you go to the end and get out and come back and do it again, go back around on the little cycle, or you're so uncomfortable that it forces you to seek something out, to seek the truth. But the truth, again, is nothing outside of you. This is all coming from inside of you. That's what I want you to know, is that you did this, that you're doing this. Your inner being is looking for this, is wanting this, is seeking this out. So what I'm saying is pay more attention to that. Because even though we're going to do all the things that we do, and we're going to operate on all those different levels, and all of that is good. There's nothing wrong. There's never anything wrong. It's just what I'm hopefully conveying from the beginning is that when you feel out of, it doesn't even have to be really bad, like just a little, not your full self, you're feeling a little spent, you're feeling a little tired, just this play. You look out there in the outside world, and sometimes you're just like, what the heck is going on? what is going on? And it's a lot. And then you're like, I'm over it. For it. I just want to have fun. Like, I'm over it. And then we think something out there needs to change in order for us to be able to have fun. And what have I been here saying this whole time to remind us is that's not true. That's not true. We have to relearn this. This is why we're so like, give me this truth, give me this information, because we know it's true. Somewhere in us resonates and knows it's true. It's just, again, we have to have the discipline to be able to shut off that external programming, or the habitual way of us keeping going to the same things, same things, to check in for our information. And it's not the source, it's like the after effect. It's the effect, not the source. So you want to learn and train yourself to go to the source. And when you're feeling tired, whenever I'm feeling tired, I just check in with myself, like I said to you, that first of all, I've learned not to condemn myself, not to condemn anything, really. Like I've said that before. The amount of time that you could use to condemn something is the same amount of energy, time, whatever, however you want to call it, focus, is the same amount of time that you could use, or the time, the energy would be better spent to just get clarity. Like, instead of like, oh, it's because of this, and that's justifying or condemning or however you want to do it. Like, that's just giving you more of that. It's locking it in even more, instead of learning to have a space, lightly observe, or observe it, whatever, observe it. And then, yes, you can, like I've said, clarify, say what's happening to yourself, say what's happening to yourself, or a trusted other that's not going to, get in on your story and keep it locked in and keep the hooks in. And you want to keep going with the person, because that happens a lot too. We're just looking for someone to validate how we feel. And that's cool. That's okay. It's understandable. At the same time, just try something different. Just think about it. Why am I looking for outside validation for something that I don't want? For something that I don't want. I'm looking for someone to corroborate that. You can always find that. You can always find the validation. But you need to start to learn to look for the approval or the validation within yourself. Within yourself. What do I want? What do I want? And then, instead of condemning yourself, like, oh, I always do this, I'm, whatever, or I'm always feeling tired lately, something's wrong with me. Like, instead of that, you're learning. You can look at it, you get it out on a paper, like, speak it out to yourself if you want to just get some clarity, like, see yourself as like you're going to untangle something. That's how I always like to look at it. When something's like a little tangled little mess, you just like gently, say, like, I've used this analogy before. If a little necklace is tangled, you're not going to like pull it apart and be really rough with it. You just gently start to tease out the little tangles, and it's kind of satisfying, right? When you don't get frustrated. There's some people get super frustrated with that stuff. Got to chill out. It's satisfying to untangle the stuff, and then it comes in a nice clear line again, back to perfect. There might be a few little kinks in it, but that's okay. Like, it still works, and it's not ruined. So you just like, you want to like, I'm gonna just untangle this gently, softly, with patience. And then I see, like, what do I want to do? What would I like to use my awareness, um my focus, my precious consciousness towards, instead of keep saying the same story, or keep, you know, um, focusing on these things that I don't want, or telling others why it's not good, or justifying why it is good, like, that's tiring. Doesn't it even sound tiring? Sometimes you read some stuff or you see some stuff going on. It's just like, it's like a headache. It's like a lot, you know? And there's sometimes parts of us that feels like we have to participate. Like we have to, like you're being not a good person or not a good citizen or not a good partner or not a good friend or whatever that is, whatever that little, I'm a good person little setup we have for ourselves as well. And once again, I'm going to tell you, like I always do, that's on you. You decide. If, like I've said to people, if someone's saying something to you, like you are a this, that, or that, or the other, you're not a good this, or whatever it is, you only react if you think it's true somehow. Like somehow you must think it's true, or you don't want them to think it's true. But who's them? How can they show up and say this to you if you haven't already been down on yourself? You might not think that exact thing that they're saying, but you don't have the highest view of yourself. Because if someone comes along and says to you, you're a this and that, and you don't really believe it, you say, okay, that's unfortunate you think so. But really, once you know this stuff, you just say, oh, that's interesting. Why would this be showing up here right now? Like for me, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because you just are always focused on your concept of yourself, your assumptions and beliefs, your state of being. When you know how you're focusing, if you're paying attention all the time, or as much as you can consciously muster in our habitual patterns, it's worth it. So I'm saying it's worth it, because when things happen to show up that are a little like, like, hey, weird, or, outside of what you think of yourself, you don't react. Just like, that doesn't land. It just doesn't align. It doesn't make sense for me. Or you say, that's interesting. Where'd you come up with that? How'd you come up with that? If you feel like it, if you want to participate, it could be like, yeah, okay. But what I really want to say is, don't defend yourself. Don't justify. Like, this is the practice. This is your little like incremental, you get better and better at looking at something. Whoa, like, let me just look at that, take a little space. And then you decide what you're going to do with it, and if you're in this information and this wisdom, you start to play around. Like nothing is really that serious. I did that. I somehow arranged these pieces together unconsciously, obviously, or unless you're mean to yourself consciously, which, stop it. How many times have I said it? Please stop. Why? Like, just cut it out. um, Love yourself up. But if you're unconsciously, not that nice to yourself, and this shows up, it's just like, oh, like it's a reminder, you're waking yourself up, because the old way is victim, and then you're stuck in the habit of you know that, like, why would they say that to me, and or like you keep trying to defend yourself. And again, what is that? From the very beginning of what I've been saying, a misuse of your energy. It's a way. You're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. Because why? Because you're defending a lie. It's not even the truth. It's not even the truth. When you're defending a lie, or you're justifying, or you're condemning, or whatever, it's a lie. It's not the truth. It's a story. It's way outside of the truth, which is fine. There's so much things that are way outside of the truth, but that's what I'm trying to say so passionately is, if you are if you're feeling kind of like spent or tired, you can now see what I'm trying to weave together here is where you're using your energy in ways that you could gather back. But you could gather it back. Remember that you're infinite energy. You may feel tired, like I said, I feel tired. However, I know I am infinite energy. I am eternal. That feels way better. Instead of I'm tired. You're not tired. You feel tired, or I've been misusing my energy, or my physical body has symptoms of fatigue. I try to give a separation to all of these things. And it may seem like, just little things, but it's a big deal. Once you're paying attention, which I know you are, it's a big deal. And you're going to start to see like, I can call this back. So that's what I was saying is when you might be in a situation and this starts happening, you feel yourself maybe spinning or trying to, you're going to go into your habit. Because these seeds are planted now, you start to play around. Like I said, you start to play around. You get a lot more quiet, a lot less, outward expenditure for probably no real benefit to you, honestly, in that moment. The real benefit is being quiet. And I mean, like I've said, if you have to get out of there, if you realize your emotional state is deteriorating, you're not doing well. You're like, okay, like I'm trying to practice, but it's a really get like you have to be in integrity with yourself. Like there's no wrong way. There's no, oh, I screwed up, like I failed. I reacted. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's good information. It's good information. And so, if you notice that, then yeah, get out. Like be like, I gotta go. Like whatever. Hang up, like leave, stop texting, whatever it is, delete the messages. Like it doesn't matter. There's always a fresh start. There's always like, let me go at this again. Because it's all you. It's your lessons for you. It's your awakening to you, and it is challenging for us to accept that. I know it is, because we think that this is very, very real and very, very fixed, and it's just not. But the only way you're going to know that is if you test it out, if you play around with it a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. Like for us, if you're in that situation, what I start to do is play around, hear something different. I start to hear them speaking differently in the exact moment. Like I've done it so much. You just have to be calm and willing to give it a go. But like I've said to you before, what do you got to lose? If it's already bad, or if it's already like, same, you have nothing to lose to try something else. I mean, if you're safe, if everything is safe, then obviously, but if things aren't safe, then again, that's a pattern to look at and see how you can treat yourself a little bit better. But I'm saying, you start to, in the moment, see what you can do. And then it's very thrilling when you see that reality starts to align to your state of being, to your decisions, to your, that's it, to your thoughts, to your decisions, to your state of being. It starts to realign itself. And, you may be a little wobbly, or you may be a little whatever at first. So it may not be like that. However, it happens quite quickly, I'd have to say. It does start to happen quite once you drop it, once you realize like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I expending my energy on when I really could be gathering that back up and putting it in a direction I'd like it to go. And then maybe actually having some thrill or excitement to know who's the doer, who did that, me. That's exciting. When you don't tell anybody, or tell, very few people or whatever it is, and you gather it up inside of you and you decide to do something different, and then things start turning out differently, like it's a thrill. That's what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, to give yourselves back some energy, to give yourself a little experiment, a little things to do, instead of just the same practiced, neural pathways, if you want to go in that way. Because that's what it is, just the same practice, people, the practice, emotional states of being, the same, so it's thrilling when you realize like, I'm the one keeping this in place. Truly, I'm the one keeping it in place. And if I want something different, I need to be the one that changes it within me. And so sometimes that can look like a very quiet way of being for a bit. Sometimes you do have to go quiet and like less interacting with your friends, family, and I don't mean it in a negative way, just more maybe an let's say it in this way, not like less interaction, but more an observational way, but not observing them necessarily, even though it's very informational as well. It's very eye-opening when you observe them and listen to them, truly listen to them, and then see what they're saying and how their life is. It's very easy to put together the pieces of why their life is like that when you listen to them and their states of being. Once you have this information, not to condemn, not to judge, just for your own educational purposes, so that you can know, I don't need to do that. And if I would like something different, why don't I uplift them? Why don't I give it a shot? Like, why am I continuing to practice the pattern of hearing them as a complainer, or hearing them as a victim, or hearing them like, that's what I'm saying. I always have something to do. I always have something to do. And I don't make it work that it's tiring, because people will say to me, it's a lot of work. I'm always I'm always thinking about everywhere. I got to always be changing something or doing something. And it may seem like that at first. However, once you start to get the thrill of what you're doing, I mean, first of all, you could take a pause at any time. You're under no obligation. It's you. So you just, I'm just going to tap out for a moment, but you're never tapped out. Like, you're always it's always, your feedback loop. At the same time, like I'm saying, if it feels like work, something is off. If it feels like a lot of work, like it's hard work, look, I'm not saying it doesn't require focus, discipline, but I don't consider those things necessarily hard, because I've realigned my mind that my state of being is like, when I'm aligned with the truth, it's easy. When I'm aligned with the truth, it's easy. I decide. I make the assumptions of what this is. So when people keep saying to me, it's hard, I'm like, you decided that. You could make a different decision. I'm not saying it's not true. I never said it's not true. I'm just saying you could make it easier for yourself by deciding something different. And if it starts to feel like work, or it's too much, or you're tired, take a pause and focus on something light, something fun, something uplifting, something different. But what you will see is, it's so worth it. It feels so good. You start to feel so empowered, so calm and confident, that you really don't give yourself another choice. There isn't another choice. And it is the most loving thing to do, to call back my power, to see where I'm, spending a lot of energy on things that I could really just shift and feel a lot better. And then you just do that. You just do that. Mhm. Um, so I didn't say I don't think I said what lecture I was listening to. Um, I was listening to it's one of my favorite, and I've talked about it before, but it's called He is Dreaming Now. That's the lecture. And it's just the frequency of it. It's something about the tone and the message. Yes, of course, it is the message of the story of Alice in the Looking Glass, but it really is the story of God. And we would never know that. We would never know, like, that story, Alice in the Looking Glass, is the same story as the Bible. It's the same story. Is it that the king fell asleep, died to become Alice, is dreaming of Alice as Alice, is the same as God sacrificing, dying to become us. And the message is that in order to embody who you want to be, or embody or give life to these states, you must die to the old self. Something has to die. And it's not like a boo-hoo kind of way. It's in the most beautiful way. You have to put it to rest. The old self has to go in order to experience something new. And it's a beautiful, beautiful story and interpretation. And I just love it so much. Yeah, this is yeah. So saying like states of being, back to the beginning, or whenever I was saying it. why keep saying that that's what we focus on, because the state of being, like I always say, comes built in with everything you need within it. When you embody a full state of being, that's like turning to a different channel or a different city, inhabiting a different city. You don't have to build up the city, everything. You just plant yourself there, and it's our, city center is there, the university is there, this, there, everything's already there. Like a state of being. You go into the state of being, and all the things that are the thoughts, the feelings, the experiences that are out picturings of that state of being already exist there. You just have to turn your little dial to the state of being. Well, this is a quote from it. It says, "What I want to teach everyone who will listen to me is to tell them, to convince them that the so-called absent states are just as real as the present states. If man, the spectator, could only enter into those so-called absent states, these images in his imagination, approach them on the fiery chariot of his own contemplative thought. If he could enter into these states and give to the state the sensory vividness that he now gives to this, and to give it all of his imagination, he could give it all the tones of reality we now give to this using our senses. It would clothe itself in what we call objective reality." So, like, he's trying to convince like what I'm just like, when you get very like, come on, do you get it? Do you get it? Like, let's do it. Come on, can we do it? Is saying like I really like the radio analogies, like just because you're not tuned into 99.9 doesn't mean you think 99.9 disappeared. It's just not on your dial right now. But you don't think like the DJ's still talking, they're still playing music over there. You just didn't turn into it, or you got your TV on, you're tuned to one station on the TV or whatever. You don't think all the other stations just disappeared. They're floating there in the whatever this is. It's weird. I know it's very weird, but you just turn your little dial and there it all is again. So it's the same thing with states of being. If you just commit yourself to like die to the old state, like completely just turn the channel and fully animate, give the vividness in your internal world to that state, it has to manifest, it has to show it up as an outpicturing on your screen of space. And that's fun. I think so. That's fun. That would be a lot more aligned and life-giving than automatic, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. She needs me over here. This is no. Let's stop. Let's stop that. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just let's have some fun. And without pressure, the last part is the feeling, with a state of being, it's the feeling of it. But people mistake this feeling that Neville is talking about, that I'm saying, as an emotion, as emotion. It's not emotion. It's the feeling of naturalness. It's like accepting it as so. The feeling of that, like you are it. It's not the emotion of excitement or the emotion of joy. Those are all good, but it's like the acceptance, like gratitude, like it's done, like relief, gratitude, those end kind of emotions that you would be experiencing if it were done. But it's like the feeling is different than an emotion. It really is like, it's a subtlety, I know, but it's that feeling of like embodiment, like it is, and that's a practice to get to the naturalness of this. But once you catch it, that's why it's hard to explain in words. Obviously, you have to do it. But once you catch it, you know it for yourself. You know when you've gotten there and when you haven't. You know what that feeling is and what it's not. And you don't condemn yourself if you're not in the feeling. You just keep practicing. You know that you've got stuff, whatever false stories and beliefs in the way when you have a little like anxiety or like, I want to be in the state. I want to believe I'm in the end. But I'm not. That's okay. Be in integrity with yourself. That's okay. You say, I'm still feeling a little shaky, or I'm still not quite That's all right. And he said, I just got to practice. I got to practice. And when's the best time to practice? Before you go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, resting in that satisfaction of it being done. Isn't it wonderful? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just the simplest things help. And, or even if you can remember that feeling from something else and transfer it, like it transpose it onto whatever it is you're doing now. Like you've had it before, you've had the feeling before, you know what the feeling is. So you can conjure it up, you know, or remember it. Okay. I know I'm going on and on, but I think it's good for us all to remember and shift our frequency into this peace and love and calm, and we got this, it's okay, not doing anything wrong. We're in this program of like do something, do something all the time. I had this dream. Dreams are also very vivid right now. I don't know if anybody is having, I know some people here have already reached out to me having weird dreams. I don't know. There's stuff going on, but obviously we're becoming more and more aware. And then this dream world and real world, what is that? What is the difference? I don't know. Us as our multidimensional selves experiencing different realities, different things. I don't really know. However, pay attention. It's fun to pay attention if you remember. And when people say, "Oh, I had a really bad dream," it's okay. You don't have to, put so much. It's like, again, just untangling that little thing, like with gentleness, with love. It's like, what is this here to show me, if anything? And it always is, but it's like you can know for yourself. But don't get freaked out, and there's a lot of that freaked out kind of weird energy around in the collective in general. So if you pick up on it, well, you're a sensitive being. And of course, we're like, letting go of our fears. We're letting go of those things. You don't want to latch onto it. You want to see it and then bless it, revise it, and let it go. But what I was going to say is I had a dream the other day of like these people, like this world, of us doing, and they were asking me like, so what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? What do you need to do? There's like this group, and it was like a mission or something. And I was very quiet, and I was just looking at everything, and I said, I'm going to do nothing. And they were like, what? like what? And I was like, yeah, I'm doing nothing. I'm not going to do anything. And they were shocked. But I woke up with that message because it seems like we're doing nothing. It seems like we're doing nothing. But really, like, all this out is the after effect of doing something in here, which looks like nothing out there, but it's really everything. So what are you going to do? You're going to do nothing, but that is everything, if you know what you're doing. Okay. Let's do a little breathing, get ourselves in that nice state, that fertile ground, so that when you do go to sleep tonight, you'll remember and integrate, and just even get into that little, you don't have to do a big thing, just get into that naturalness of it's done, feeling good. Wonderful things are always happening in my life, and I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful. And when you start to feel like that, you realize it's true. It's already true. It is already true. Okay, let's look straight ahead. Tongue is up, relax your whole being, smile. Let's fill ourselves up with more and more and more light. Inhale deep. Inhale some more. Stretch a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. One more. One more. Hold. Now relax your shoulders. Open your heart. Pull root lock. And exhale gracefully. Let it go. Feel the expansion. Feel the shift. Notice what you notice right away. Inhale deep into your chest. Hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. One more. One more. One more hold. Now pull root lock, navel, diaphragm. See that light up your spine into your brain. Have an enlightened mind. Decide. And exhale, gracefully dissolve, release, relax. Inhale deep into the chest with the breath. Inhale a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. You can do it. Find some space in the back, in the back, in the sides, in the front, up top. One more. Now hold. Shoulders down, root lock, navel, diaphragm. Pull it up, activate yourself. Close your eyes, enlightened mind. And exhale, gracefully dissolve, release, relax. Breathe easy. Easy breath. See if you can feel yourself lightening up. Less density, more light, less matter, more energy. Just allowing yourself to listen, to listen to yourself in the silence. Listen to your breath. Tune into the calm. Tune into the space, the infinite possibilities, the infinite states of being. Let's close our right nostril. We'll do some left nostril breathing, soothing ourselves, calming nectar of light, breathing in light and out light through your left nostril. hand. Inhale through both nostrils. Hold it. And exhale, hold it out. No air. Inhale, reach. Inhale some more. Hold it and shake, shake, shake. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands on your heart. Just tuning into your heart's desire, tuning into your I am. Tuning into the feeling, the knowingness. Feel the victory on your behalf because you know what you did. You know who you are. Decide. Tune into your infinite nature, your vastness. I am infinite. Catch the feeling. What is the feeling? I am eternal. I am love. I am truth. I am free. Everything is working out even better than I imagined. Everything is happening for my good. Decide. Tune into the gratitude and appreciation for your breath, for your life, for your ability to be aware and to have these experiences, to gather your information, to align yourself, to decide, feel your thankfulness. Bring your hands to prayer. Cover yourself in the blankets of love, peace, and light. Inhale to begin. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale. Peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale. Light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale for Om Shanti. Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening.